What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am giving you a brief review of a lower budget indie film that is in very select theaters, and that is Queen of the Ring. It's a sports biopic that follows the story of Mildred Burke, one of the pioneers of women's wrestling and the first $1 million female athlete. And another detail that I think is pretty significant is that she achieved all of this while also raising a son as a single mother. The movie opens in the late 1930s, I believe. At this point in time, women were outlawed in most states from participating in matches against other women, let alone men. So when we first see Mildred, despite her ambitions, and she's played here by Mildred Burke, is forced to participate in shows mostly at carnivals. But before long, she catches the attention of middleweight wrestler Billy Wolfe, who would soon become her manager and her husband. From there, the film follows her struggles to legitimize women's wrestling and to carve out her share of fame and fortune when others step in to try to claim it as their own. Like I said, this is a lower budget film. I doubt it's playing in many theaters, and I'm sure it won't make much money at the box office, so I was hoping to walk out of this one a fan so I could recommend it to people. But for me, this felt like an extremely by-the-numbers sports biopic. It follows the list of bullet points from the formula to a T. We start out with a spunky yet inexperienced athlete who everyone doubts but gets their big break when one person takes a chance on them. Said athlete then undergoes a training montage. I was frustrated by the fact that it's not only formulaic in story structure, but also down to the character interactions. There is a lot of corny, inspirational monologuing and dialogue in general that just feels inorganic and like a hindrance on otherwise great performances. Even though I didn't love this film, I'm kind of saddened by the fact that Mildred Burke will probably get very little recognition for this role because the movie is so small and unheard of, but also because the screenwriting holds her back so much. I think she delivers a strong performance here, and this is a role that she was clearly very committed to. I mean, she looks jacked in this movie. Maybe not as jacked as the real Mildred Burke, but she clearly put herself through a lot of physical training and also did an excellent job of putting herself in the mindset of this woman. I also quite liked Josh Lucas as Billy Wolfe. To give credit where due, I think this movie does one thing to set itself apart by not having characters who do bad things come off as cartoonish. Like, yeah, Billy Wolfe is not a great dude. He does some pretty horrible things in the movie, but he's not cartoonishly evil. The wrestling scenes themselves are okay. I do think there's a lot of quick cutting, which is probably related to their limited budget. I do wish that they were able to just make these scenes feel a little bit more confident in their choreography. But from an entertainment standpoint, I think they're fine. Now, I'm not a wrestler myself. I don't watch wrestling, so I can't speak to the realism of some of the action. I did read some headlines claiming that there are a lot of inaccuracies in the story, and I'm sure that there are. Most biopics fall under that category, especially ones that follow the stories of people who have been dead for a long time, because there's no one to directly refer to when you have some gaps in the story and you need to fill them in. So it definitely has some of that overly dramatized moments. It's also a good 20-30 minutes too long. I mean, this movie is over 2 hours, definitely didn't need to be that long. Towards the end, I certainly felt my attention start to deviate away from the film, and I was kind of waiting for it to wrap up, you know? One more thing that was very distracting to me was how Mildred's son ages a good 15 years over the course of the film. And for some reason, it appears as though there was no effort to make any of the other characters look older. That seems like a fairly significant creative oversight, and it's something they could have easily worked around with a little extra time in the makeup room. So overall, it's just a very average sports biopic. I wish I had better things to say about it. And look, if you're super into wrestling and you're gonna recognize a lot of the supporting characters that pop up, maybe this is worth a theatrical watch for you. But if not, I would stick to streaming or, just not at all. It comes close to a 3, but I'm gonna give Queen of the Ring 2.5 stars. If you do manage to catch the film, please let me know down in the comments what you think of it. And if you're into wrestling, let me know how accurate you think this is to the real life story of Mildred Burke. As always, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and like if you want to see more content like this. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.